Hello, Des here. I'm really excited for today's video because, drumroll please, we're going to talk about the Stone Cold Fox palette by Colourpop. I am really excited about this. I ordered it from the States. It's $34. I can't remember what I paid for it in English pounds, but obviously I had to pay shipping as well, which is more expensive than shipping within the States. And that's why I hummed and hawed about getting it. I mean, it's been all over YouTube. Tamara's Timeless Beauty, Pretty Over 50, Kimberly, and other YouTubers that I watch, mature women over 50, over 60, have been raving about this palette. So I just thought I really must get hold of it. And also, it's interesting, I've been wearing, or using rather, quite a lot of palettes of late. I found that the palettes I like best are the cool colours. I don't go for very strong colours. The one palette that I didn't like so much that I bought recently was the Pixie by Tina Yong. The colours were just too bright for me. So what I'm looking for in a palette really is a palette that has coolish colours. I mean, I don't mind it having some warm browns, maybe, that kind of thing, but mostly cool and not too strong, not too bright, and not too much glitter or sparkliness in a palette. That's not really what I'm after. I need muted shades, but with a hit, with some really strong pigment. So I'm hoping that this Stone Cold Fox palette is going to deliver that. So let me just show you the colours. So it's a lovely box. Oops, it's a lovely box. It's kind of mottled, I would say, on the front. And you've got all the colours listed on the back. So let's have a look at the colours. You can see there's 30, that's a lot of colour there, but I really like the circular palettes. I prefer them to, I did a video the other day where I talked about the sort of meh products that I wasn't really that excited about, and one of them was a Charlotte Tilbury palette. I've forgotten the name of it now, but they were sort of rectangular, long, as opposed to round colours, and I just found that, well, pans I should say, and I just found that quite difficult to get the brush in somehow. A round palette is so much easier. Anyway, I don't know. That's just my thing, maybe. But anyway, so I really like the fact that they're round. I mean, would I use all these colours? I don't know. I'm gravitating at the moment towards the pink one, so I think that's where we're going to go. So just to let you know, I've prepped my skin. I've got a foundation, I've got concealer, blusher, bronzer, eyebrows, and that's my lot. And so I'm ready to go with the eyes, and then after I've got the shadows on, obviously I'll finish off with mascara and lipstick. So let's get into it. I am going to start with, I'm just going to put my glasses on. Gosh, it's gone very dark outside all of a sudden. I'm sorry about that. I hope the lighting's okay. I think we're going to go, as I say, with the pink, and what we'll do is we will start with the Gravity Hill, which is this one right here. So I'm going to get my brush. Now I must remember to use the right brush. I'm not very good with brushes, so I need to get better. So I think we'll use, let's just see if it's clean. We'll use the Bobbi Brown. It's a double-ended brush. I don't really use the other end so much, but this end I like because it's obviously not that clean. It's nice and densely packed, it's very soft, and it's fairly flat. So let me just show you again. Everything will be listed down below. So let's get the colour. We're going to go, what did I say it was called again? Gravity Hill, is it? Yes, Gravity Hill. And that's going to go on my lid. And we're going to go here with it. So I'm just going to dab is what I meant to say. I'm going to dab it in. I'm just going to look in my mirror while I put this on. There isn't a mirror in the Colourpop in the Stone Cold Fox palette, but we can live without that, can't we? So let us put some colour on my lid. Actually, let me just move this. Right, let's put some colour on my lid, and Gravity Hill, here we go. Pat that on. Pat, and then, oops, let's make sure I use the same colour. Pat, okay, so there we are, we've got some colour on the lid. So it's quite pigmented. You can see, you get quite a good colour payoff there, I think. Great, okay. So that's the basic lid. Then we're going to do the transition colour, and we will use this lovely Real Techniques brush, which I use all the time. I absolutely love it. It comes as part of a set, which is why I haven't bought another one. I think I bought a set of a few, and you can't get it by itself, but it is a really good brush. I like it because it's angled, and again, it's soft. It's very, very nice. Now we're going to go in with the one above Gravity Hill, which is called Stone Age, and it's this one. Sorry, it's a big palette. This one here. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to put that above the lid, and I'm kind of going to pat it on, and then I'm going to, it doesn't look like there's a huge amount of colour, then I'm going to do a bit of a windscreen wipey thing. Not getting a massive amount of colour out of Stone Age at the moment, but I think once it's all done, it should show up nicely. I mean, I do like it because it's muted. I'm not looking for, gosh, I'm so sorry about the lighting. It's gone, I don't know what's happened. It's gone all cloudy. It was lovely sun before. Anyway, yes, I don't want anything too heavy. I want it to be relatively light, but we can always darken up. I'm just going to put a little bit more Stone Age just to deepen the colour. That's better. Deepen the colour a bit because it was a little bit pale. There we go, Stone Age. That's it there. Because actually, I don't want to deepen my crease too much. Oh yeah, that looks nice. That looks good. I'm going to blend anyway in a minute. In fact, let me blend now. This is my favourite blending brush. It's quite recently purchased. It's Spectrum, and it's got a number there which I can't read. It looks like that. All the details will be down below. I really like it because it's a little bit, as you can see, it's slightly thicker than the Real Techniques, so it just diffuses the colour out a little bit. I mean, you might be forgiven for thinking that they're both the same colour, these two shadows, but you do get more of a darkness, a sort of darker shade on the lid, which I think is fine. Right, let me just turn my mirror. Yeah, I think that's very pretty. I really like that colour. Now, I think what we could do to be a bit more experimental, for me anyway, is to put a little shimmer on the lid. So I think we might go in with So Fine at the top here, which is this one here. So let's do that. So I'm going to do that with my finger. I'm just going to dip it. Oops. I'm going to dip my finger in it here. It's very pale. And let's just, oh, sorry, I must move my mirror around. Let's just dot that on here. Oh, wow. Wow, that's fabulous. Oh, look at this. Oh, I like it. Look. What do you think? It is quite sparkly, but I like it. Oh, yeah. That is very, very nice. There, what do you think? That's definitely more of a contrast, isn't it? Now, whether I would wear this out or for a Zoom call, I don't know. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, good. So we've done a bit of sparkly. Now, I think I'm going to experiment a bit and put a white colour in the corners of my eyelids just there, because that seems to be a thing at the moment. So I'm going to use this white. Now, which one shall I use? Actually, I'll use this one here, which is called, oh, I can't read it, Luxe, I think. This one here, and I'm just going to use this tiny brush, or rather tiny headed brush, which is a Bobbi Brown again. This tiny weeny one, which I must admit I've not used much at all. And I'm just going to try, I hope you can see, I'm just going to put the colour right in the corner. Oh, there we go, that's too much really. I'll sort it out in a minute. I'm just going to pop it in the corner there just to see what effect that makes, or has rather. Now it's not very well done. It's looking a bit, it's looking a little bit odd. So let me shear it out. Let me just blend a bit. Blend it out. Shear it out a bit. I mean, maybe it just opens the eye. Because actually another thing I found that really works, again, something I would never have thought of, is putting a light coloured pencil in the waterline. And that does seem to help to open the eye. Okay, well, I've put it on. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works with the rest of the eye makeup. So the next thing we're going to do is some eyeliner, and I'm going to use my favourite thin brush, which I think is a Space NK. I never remember. It's this one here. It'll be listed down below. Now I think what we'll do is we'll go with a very dark pink to start with and see how that goes. It's a bit sparkly, this one. It's this one here, and it's called Play It Cool, appropriately enough. So I'm just going to dip that in, tap it off. Actually, tap it off here. Now I'm going to line my eye very carefully with this. Whether it's going to show up or not will be another matter, because sometimes it's showing up a little bit. I don't know whether it just needs a bit more on the brush. Sometimes you have to do 2 or 3 layers, I find. Something's happening. I don't want to mess up the white in the corner. Oh yeah, something is definitely happening there. I mean, I quite like that. Can you see that? I think it's quite subtle, but I like that. I don't want it to be too harsh. So we'll just do the other eye. And sometimes, as I say, you have to pop it on twice to make it really do the business. The thing is, with mature eyes, as we all know, oh, got a bit of a sparkle on my nose. We're wrinkly, you know, look at that eyelid, it's really wrinkly. I mean, I don't have hooded eyes as such, although I suppose you could say they're hooded. They're not classic hooded eyes, but they've become hooded because of the skin, all the loose skin that's hanging down, which is not ideal, but that's what happens to you when you get older, and you just have to go with it, don't you? You just have to live with it and, you know, do what you can to enhance your eyes using what you've got. Yes, you can see that that's building up quite nicely there. So I think what we might do now is we might just deepen. Do we want to deepen? I don't know. I think that's looking quite good actually, because we've got the glitter on the eyelid and we've got the little white bit in the corner. Well, I think that's looking really nice. So I'm going to go off camera, tight line, put my mascara on, and then come back and see the finished look. So there you have the finished look. What do you think? It is quite subtle. It's not quite as pigmented as I thought it was going to be. The colours aren't. So I don't know how I feel about that really. Maybe slightly disappointed, but it is a nice look, I think. And I've used not all the row of, it's already a bit grubby. I haven't used all of these. I've used 1, 2, 3. Now I didn't use the sand coloured one. That's the only one I didn't use. But I think the colours are very pretty. Let me just swatch a few actually. Let me just put my glasses on and just see how the pigment compares. So for example, this Gravity Hill that I used, let's just swatch a bit. Is it here? Yeah, so that's that one. I mean, the pigment does look quite strong. Let me just show you that. Then we can see, what else have we got here? Let's look at another colour that I might use. How about For Granite? Let's try that one, which is this one here. Let's try that. Yes, again, that's a nice pigment, I would say. And this, what else have we got here? Ghost Town, let's try that. They certainly feel like them. I'm so sorry, my husband's coughing upstairs. They certainly look well pigmented on there, but sometimes, you know, when I put them on my eyelid, the colour doesn't seem to be quite as strong as it appears to be on my fingers. But of course, I suppose the skin on my eyelids is a lot thinner than the skin on my fingers, so that might have something to do with it. But I do think it's a lovely palette. So what I paid, I've just checked, so I paid £30 for it, and it's $34 in the States, but the £30 I paid included shipping. So it's not that bad for a £30 palette, I suppose. It's a pound a colour. So yes, on balance, would I repurchase it? I don't know, it's a bit early days. I've only unboxed it today. I've only tried it out today, so we'll see how we go. But I think for us over 50, over 60 women who are looking for a palette that's muted, that hasn't got ridiculously strong colours in it, how does it compare to my other palettes? Well, the one palette that I use all the time at the moment is this one here, the Madison Beer Morphe by Madison Beer, which I absolutely love. And as you can see, it's quite well used now. It's got lots of lovely colours. They look strong in the box, but actually they're quite muted on. And then the other one that I did like, well, I do like, but I just haven't worn it in the summer, is this Sigma Hazy palette, this one here. I mean, you can see there's a bit of a theme going on, isn't there? I tend to wear a lot of pinky, browny colours. Now, this is a palette that unfortunately just didn't do it for me, this Pixie by Tina Young. It looks absolutely fantastic in the box, really beautiful. But the pigmentation just wasn't really up to scratch, I didn't find. And this pink looked really lovely in the box, but it just didn't do it for me. So I don't really use that palette much anymore. Plus it's got those strong colours, those greens and blues, that I just don't find as an older 50-plus-year-old woman suit me anymore. I just find my features have softened a lot. So I don't find those really strong colours do anything for me. And I'm much more of a muted shade kind of girl. So I do think the Colourpop is a lovely palette. It has got a lot of colours in it. I will certainly keep using it. There it is again. Certainly keep using it and see what colours I gravitate towards on a regular basis. And no doubt I shall come back and tell you in the future how I've got on with it. So there you have it. That's my review of the Stone Cold Fox palette by Colourpop. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and better yet, subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And do comment down below. Let me know, have you tried the Stone Cold Fox palette? What did you think? What are your favourite colours? Do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.